Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Escape from Tarkov, patch 016, and more specifically the BTR Questline. It sort of came in yesterday, and there are all kind of quests unlocking. Some are time gated, so I will give you as much of information as we have at the moment. Starting from yesterday, let's say. Yesterday, if you are level 20 or higher, you should have gotten a helping hand from Mechanic. That is sort of where the questline starts, involving the BTR driver and whatnot. A helping hand from Mechanic requires you to obtain some package from the new train depot area. Let me try that while we are here. In the train depot on Woods. The only way to get there is by BTR. So you have to go to Woods and get into the BTR and go to that train depot area. And there are sort of 3 quests involved already with that, because by accepting a helping hand from Mechanic, you will also unlock shipping delay part 1. Automatically it will be activated from Prepper, which is to hand over the package that you find on the depot on Woods. And you have to go there with the BTR. And while you're in that BTR, sort of like you do with Lightkeeper, you can talk to this guy. And he will have some bugs popping up where you normally pay him to drive you somewhere, or you pay for protection, fire, and so on. There will be also a new potential line now which says, do you have a job for me? And if you click on that, he will say that he has a job for you, and he will unlock shipping delay part 2. That's sort of how it all started yesterday. So at that moment, you go to Woods, you're in the BTR, you have 3 quests going. The one for Mechanic, a helping hand, the one for Prepper, shipping delay part 1, and the one for the BTR driver himself, or herself, shipping delay part 2. So you go to the train depot. What is shipping delay part 2? He basically wants you to go and scout that area over there. So when you arrive on the train depot, you check the warehouse, you check the office, you check the garages, basically the 3 major buildings on that plant. And you sort of go in there and it will pop up. Then you look for the package from Prepper, which is a carton box. I believe it has several spawns somewhere in that area. Also pay attention to scaps, because there can be 2 or 3 scaps spawning in. So make sure you kill them when they do. And it is also not a bad idea, once you arrive there with the BTR, to actually pay him to go to the other side of the map, so that he will close and drive away, and he will drive to the other side of the map. That will give you time, seeing the only way to get to the depot is by the BTR. It will give you time to do your thing there, and no other player will bother you, because you have sent the BTR to the other side of the map. So it will take a while before somebody else can take the BTR and come to the train depot as well. By that time you should be gone. So if you have scout and discovered those 3 buildings on the depot, you have found the package, you extract. How do you extract from the train depot? There are 3 ways. Either you can wait till the BTR comes back and take him a ride out of there. That's one option. Not advisable, because if somebody else is in that BTR when it arrives again, he might have paid for protective fire, and the BTR might actually shoot you. So that's not the best way out of there, but it is a way. The other way is you run over the static train. Let me bring up the map of Woods. So the new train depot is all over here on the southwest. UN roadblock, the old railway depot, right side of the med camp over here, the FOV or whatever people are calling that, the FOP. And the train depot is over here. So your way out of here is either by BTR. The BTR sort of drives on this road here and he goes out. You cannot walk there. You will get shot by a sniper, but with the BTR, you're sort of safe if you're in there. That's one way of getting out. The second way is you sort of go on top here, and then you can get on top of this train. If you walk in the middle of that train, then you can get up here towards the old rain depot. That's the more natural way of extracting. Of course, there might be some people who have an angle on that train, because it's the only way out. Because the third way is all the way here on the east is a private extraction or a coded extraction. But then you need to find the code, and the code is for woods is a map of the minefield. That is the code. So those are your way out. Train depot, either you go out with a BTR, or the more normal way is going over the train here, running over the train. Make sure you run in the middle, because if you go too much to the left or the right, you might actually be claymores exploding. You cannot walk on the ground there. That's why you have to walk on top of the train. And if you have a code, then you could potentially extract over here with the minefield map. Those are your 3 ways out of there. Now, at that moment you have extracted with your package. How does it all work with these 3 quests is that if you extract from woods, that will finish a helping hand from mechanic. Then you have the package which you hand over to prepper. That will finish shipping delay part number 1. And then you have located and scouted the area over there. That will finish shipping delay part 2. But you have to finish that in a sort of lightkeeper way. In other words, you have to go back to the BTR and talk to him to actually complete the quest. You can do that on woods. You can also go to streets. You just need to talk to the BTR driver again to complete shipping delay part 2. When you complete that, he will also at the same time, you also click again on do you have a job for me, and he will unlock Hot Wheels for you. Hot Wheels is a bit of a trolling quest. In such a way, if you read the text that comes with the quest, he will sort of suggest going to customs and mark some wheels, which is actually a troll. If you do that, if you go to customs and you mark the wheels over there are wheels all over the place on customs, so that's already your first problem. Which of the wheels do you need to mark? But if you do that, it doesn't matter which one you mark, because if you do that, it will fail the quest. So do not go to customs. If you somehow or another did it anyway, that will be a failure, and that will unlock Hot Wheels Let's Try Again, which is basically the failure quest. And then it tells you like, oh, by the way, meanwhile I have figured it out. You need to go to reserve and mark the wheels over there. So that's the failure quest. You can just skip that whole thing by going to customs and immediately go to reserve inside White Knight, just outside of the RBST building. You need to, you don't need the key, but it's in that building. In the middle sort of is a pile of tires or wheels, and you have to mark those. So I would suggest, if you still have to do this, go immediately to reserve and make sure you don't fail it. It is important in such a way that if you do it the normal way, if you immediately go to reserve, then you will get, that's the quest from today, Swift Retribution, which is to eliminate 10 scavs on wood, and the reward of that is the depot key, which is one of those doors which is locked on the train depot on woods, and it has 10 uses. I'm not sure what's in there, but I'm assuming it's some sort of good room over there, seeing it is locked. If you did not do the reserve one, you went to customs, you have to do the Hot Wheels Let's Try Again quest, which eventually also makes you go to reserve and mark it. But then you will not get Swift Retribution, then you will get Inevitable Response as a follow-up quest. And that means you have to eliminate 5 scavs on woods, you have to use the transit from woods to reserve, and then eliminate 5 scavs over there. So it depends a bit. If you haven't done it, I would just say with the Hot Wheels one, just go to reserve immediately. Do not go to customs. If you, for instance, did all of this yesterday and you followed the text that he was saying and you did go to customs, yeah, then you have no other choice than to do Hot Wheels Let's Try Again, and then today Inevitable Response. Whether you did it the right way through Swift Retribution or the wrong way through Inevitable Response, it will both of these quests will unlock building foundations. So then you get to building foundations, which eventually makes you sort of go on the right path again. So that was a quest that came in today as well, where you need to sell 50 items to Prepper, 50 items to Peacekeeper, and 50 items to Wreckman. So yeah, you can buy some cheap magazines or something like that, and then just sell them to them, and then you don't need, then you do not lose that much money, right? By doing that, you will get a bottle of moonshine, and it will also unlock 2 quests. It will unlock natural exchange from the BTR driver, and it will unlock the higher they fly from Skier. So what you want to do here is you pretty much both, because this quest line is going to jump from one trader to another and eventually come back, but you, especially the Ragman part, you have to do, because otherwise you can't get back to the BTR driver, but we'll come to that later. So at this moment, building foundations, you sell these items, you will get a natural exchange from the BTR driver. We'll come back to that in a second. And you will get the higher they fly from Skier. So let's first go to Skier. The higher they fly wants you to eliminate 2 PMCs on one raid on woods. So in one raid you kill 2 players, and that will unlock route deviation. Route deviation will take you to streets where you have to place 6 markers and 1 marker on each of the BTR stops. So that is Collapse Crane, Checkpoint, Pinewood Hotel, then the city center, which is sort of the convoy between Pinewood Hotel and Car Dealer. That convoy in the middle of the road, that is also a stop of the BTR. And then you have the tram near the MVD building, finance building, the tunnel extraction there. That's also a stop, and then one on the cinema, on the Rodina Cinema, on the theater square itself. So those are the 6 stops from the BTR, and you have to mark each of these stops on streets. Once you do that, you will get Hindsight 2020. Hindsight 2020 wants you to go to the new bunker on Woods, the one between the mountain. It's basically the mountain bunker. It's between the Sniper's Rock and the car village, pretty much. In that area, that's where it is, and he wants you to plant some ammo packs over there, Russian armor-piercing ammo, and you need to place 3 of those packs, 3 different locations. The link to the quest itself is here on the document as well. Obviously, we'll post a link of this document in the chat, in the description of the video, if you're watching on YouTube. And it will also tell you there are 5 or 6 different calibers that you can use for the ammo packs: 730, 760, 239, 545, pretty much all the AK ammo and so on. So you plant those things in the bunker, and then you extract and complete the quest, and that will unlock a key partner, where Skier wants to become partner with Peacekeeper by the looks of it, because you need to sell 50 items to Peacekeeper. So again, that's the second time we have to sell 50 items to Peacekeeper. Again, buy some cheap stuff and just sell it to Peacekeeper. And that will unlock a Killer Argument. The reward for this quest is 2 intel folders. And then you will go to Killer Argument, where you have to locate and obtain the package with the RPG ammo on Woods. So we're already going to get the ammo here for the rocket launcher. And you have to pick it up in the Scaff house in Woods. So that is the old house there, the wooden house near Outskirts, between ZB14 and Outskirts, that wooden house there. You will find a weapon case. Weapon case is called Lightkeeper's Case, which kind of suggests that Lightkeeper be the one which will have the ammo for the RPG. You have to extract, survive, and with that case, and then hand it over to Skier. And the reward will be a spear plus some ammo, FMJ I think, for it. Not, you don't get hybrid ammo, but you do get FMJ. And that's sort of where we were stuck. That's sort of where it sort of stops with Skier at that moment. We will come back to him later. So we go back to the BTR driver, where next to the Skier 4 or 5 quests that we just did there, we also unlocked Natural Exchange. Natural Exchange wants you to go to Shoreline and stash some metal fuel. Metal fuel you can buy on the flea market, you can buy it from Jaeger, you can barter trade from Jaeger. There are a few ways of getting a metal fuel can. I'm assuming you can use some empty ones, not 100% sure. I've heard some rumors that people put some fuel on there which was like 40%. So it was not even a full crate, so I'm assuming you can also put empty fuel on there. And it's in the smuggler's camp or the smuggler's base on Shoreline. You have two of those big warehouses with a metal roof. Each of those metal warehouse things has inside a pretty much a little package of carton boxes all over the place, and that's where you need to plant the or stash the fuel tanks. One in each of these two buildings on Shoreline, and then extract. You will get a graphics card from that as a reward. And that will unlock Forge a Friendship with Prepper and another shipping delay from Ragman. So this time we did another one quest from the BTR driver, and now he wants us to go to Prepper and Ragman. So let's go to Prepper first. The first one that he gives you is a Forge a Friendship, where you have to locate Prepper's cargo on Shoreline and hand over the package. So find the package and extract with it. Where is the package? The package is in the pier building on Shoreline. It has different spawns. It can spawn downstairs, it can spawn upstairs. So you're looking for a carton box with a little bit of documents, sort of similar as the package in the train depot yesterday. And that will lead to half empty. And half empty wants you to hand over five founding rate military electronic items. So military flash drive, I'm assuming a Covdom or so will also work. So there are a few military electronic items. 5 of those found in raid need to be handed over, and 10 found in raid PC components. So PSU, SAS drive, SSD, all those things that you can find in a computer, I'm assuming will count. 5 military electronics and 10 PC components. So 15 items in total found in raid, which you need to hand over to him, and that will lead into Stick in the Wheel. And Stick in the Wheel seems to be the last one for Prepper in this series, where you have to eliminate any 30 targets on any location. So whatever map you want to go, kill 30 things. Scavs, players, scavs, it all seems to count for the little, 3 quests for Prepper. So that's like the Prepper side of things. And then we also had another shipping delay from Ragman. So now we go to Ragman. That's mostly from these two. You will get some rewards here and there from the Prepper ones, but from these two, the Ragman one seems to be the one which makes you give progression at least. Another shipping delay. Ragman wants you to locate the missing courier crew on Woods and survive and extract from the location. The missing courier crew is, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere on this junction here. There is like a new gate, and next to that gate is a burned out SUV. That is apparently the missing crew. That's why that thing was added this wipe. I ran into it once or twice. I thought, like, what is that car doing here? That's new. Well, now we know why it's there. This is the missing crew which Ragman wants you to find. So it's somewhere, if you go from the sawmill up north towards the sunken village, you have that junction here, the triangle junction in a way. And somewhere on there is a fence with a SUV. So that's where you go there. And then survive and extract from the location to complete the quest. And that will unlock Ask for Directions. Ask for Directions wants you to go to Lighthouse and mark 4 different sections of the cliff path. Now, let me see if I can bring that up quickly. Where's the Lighthouse map? it's all more or less up and above the blue chalet. That's more or less what is happening too. So you see that pot over here on top of the blue chalet, and it sort of goes through the mountain over here, and then it goes eventually to the old villages. It's on that pot. You can find the link to the wiki page, which will show you screenshots of the exact spot. So there are like 4 different locations on this pot where you have to place a marker. So on top of the, I think one is very close to the mountain extraction, the one where you use the paracord and the Red Rebel. That's one, and then somewhere one is over here, and then one sort of on top of the old village over there. 4 different markers you need to place over there on the lighthouse map. And then again, extract and complete. Well, in this case, I don't think you even need to extract, because you need to plant 4 markers. When those markers are planted, the quest is sort of done. And then you go to Ragman and turn it in, complete it, and then it will give you stabilize business, which is to go to ground 0 and eliminate 7 scavs in 1 raid, survive and extract from the location. So ground 0, obviously in the high level lobbies, the 20+ lobbies, because you cannot do it on the low level, because you will not have this quest. You need to be level 20 at least to start up this whole thing to begin with. So 7 scavs in 1 raid and survive and extract, and that will unlock the battery change with the BTR driver. So we are jumping from the Ragman back to the BTR driver, and this is where the tricky part comes in. This is also what made the tank batteries, the military tank batteries, go crazy on the flea market, because he wants you to hand over a military tank battery. So you have to go in with a 70-80 kilograms or whatever it is tank battery. You have to go to the BTR driver and talk to him and hand over that battery. So obviously you can imagine you're going very slow. Everybody has low strength and stamina nowadays, so beginning of a wipe. And you have to carry a 70 kilograms plus tank battery. You're going to be walking very slow. There is a very good chance you're going to die with that thing. Then you need another tank battery. That's what means those things will go skyrocket high on the flea, obviously. They're already going crazy as it is. Because, of course, some people have figured it out meanwhile, or have done the quest already. And that will unlock Protect the Sky. Protect the Sky is you need to locate and obtain the package on this specified spot on woods and hand it over to the BTR driver. So I would make sure that you can see or hear the BTR driver somewhere, that you know that it's on the map, that raid, and then go find that package and then go to one of the BTR stops on woods and hand it over immediately. You can of course go pick up the package and extract and then go back to woods or streets to hand over that package. That's also an option. Where is the new spot on woods? It is sort of over here somewhere. Now with the snow, it's sort of from the junction towards Yusei camp. If you sort of go through that path and you walk next to the river over here, it's somewhere in this area. You will find a little bit of a camping spot. A couple of tents, a couple of dead bodies will be there. There are also some med bags over there that you can loot. I've run into it a couple of times while I was doing some of those quests on woods, finding the convoy and things like that. And I was sort of shortcutting here next to the lakes, and then I, by hazard, run into that place. I thought, what is that thing doing here? That's new. Well, now we also know what that is all about, because that's where you need to find the package. So you need to find the package over there, somewhere in that area on the lakes, and then go find the BTR driver and hand it over. You can do that in the same raid, you can do that in the next raid, but obviously it would be easier. I think the BTR driver actually stops on the junction. So it's pretty close to it. If you find the package here, the BTR driver stops here, you can get in and hand it over immediately, which will complete the quest. That is sort of an option there as well. And that will unlock this combo blade, or something like that. And that is pretty much, he wants you to stash 3 VOC-25 grenades. And he just says, at the first RPG ammo crate on woods, at the second RPG ammo crate, and so on. Those ammo crates are pretty much on the spot where the BTR driver stops. At this moment I'm already further ahead here on my document than the wiki is. So I cannot post a link with the exact screenshots, but it is on the stops. So you can see these yellow things here. These are all BTR stops. So the BTR has like 5 different routes. I don't know exactly myself which one it is, but 3 of those several stops. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 BTR stops. 3 of them will have some big ammo crate, and that's what you need to. What do you need to do there exactly? Stash something. Yeah, oh yeah, that's why you need to stash the grenade. So you just need to leave a grenade behind. You can plant it. You will be prompted to plant on those things. Obviously, when you see this, let's say tomorrow, then the wiki will probably be up to date, and then you will have screenshots of the exact same spot where you need to be. And that will unlock the prize of deep independence, which at this moment in time seems to be the last quest from the BTR driver. But there's also a time gate, which is not very clear. Is it 10 hours, 12 hours, 21 hours? It will also unlock choose your friends wisely with skier. And that is sort of, yeah, when I'm recording this video in the middle of the night here. It's about 30 minutes ago, I think. Sort of the wiki Discord updated. It's not on the wiki itself yet, but I can find it on the wiki Discord. Because one of the people who did this thing a couple of hours ago was past the time gate, and it has unlocked the skier quest. As for the BTR driver quest, the prize of independence is a pretty long quest. In such a way, you need to locate and obtain an incriminating letter on customs. With that letter, you have to transit from customs to reserve. And then you have to stash the letter on the 3rd floor of the military HQ on reserve, which I'm assuming that is the dome, seeing it has to be on the 3rd floor. And then you need to use the transit from reserve to woods. You have to eliminate any 3 targets on woods, could be scavs, PMCs, or player scavs. Then you have to use the transit from woods to lighthouse. Then you have to launch a yellow flare at the train station warehouse on lighthouse. And you have to launch a yellow flare at the pier on lighthouse. And then you have to eliminate 10 scavs while you are doing this whole thing here from all these trends. So in total you need to kill 10 scavs anywhere, and you need to kill 3 targets on woods. And then you have to survive and extract from lighthouse. So yeah, there are some transits involved here. You need to kill some things, you need 2 yellow flares, and then you need to pick up a letter and stash it on another map. So that's all in this one quest. So it's a bit of a long, complicated one. The reward is that it will unlock a barter for the blue flare, which will can call in mortars, mechanic level 2, and it will unlock a barter for a GPU at mechanic level 3. Those are the rewards, but no mentioning of the RPG rocket launcher. But it seems to be, it is pretty long, unless there is another time gate here and we get something new tomorrow. But at this moment it seems to be the last quest from the BTR driver. So how can we get our hands on the RPG, which seems to be from the skier quest, which after a time gate unlocks, and that is called choose your friends wisely. That unlocked for some people an hour or 2 ago. Not even, I think it was less than an hour ago actually. And choose your friends wisely is also one of these transit quests. where you have to use the transit from customs to reserve. You have to use the transit from reserve to woods, and you have to use the transit from woods to lighthouse, and you want to survive and extract from lighthouse. It all seems to be having to be done in one raid, and here you do not need to kill any targets, but you need to kill 5 PMC operators while you are on this quest. So from customs to reserve to woods to lighthouse. So it involves 4 maps, and while you are on that thing you need to kill 5 players. So that might be a bit of a problem if you don't run, if you're on some pretty quiet server or something. You need to find 5 players before you extract from lighthouse. So you need to look for a few players on customs, maybe on reserve. Not likely, they're all underground or extracted. So it seems to me that customs or woods is your best shot at getting those 5 players. Because a lighthouse, everybody is laying somewhere on a rock with a sniper, and on the reserve everybody's underground. So, and this quest will give you a tick weapon case. But also here, no mentioning of the RPG rocket launcher. So it seems to be that if you read the text of these quests, it seems to me that Skier is planning an attack on the BTR driver. So it more than likely there will probably be another time gate over here after Choose Your Friends Wisely, and then tomorrow we might get another quest or maybe more quests, which will eventually result in you getting the RPG rocket launcher. I don't think there will be many more quests, for the simple reason we already get a tick weapon case as a reward here. So yeah, the other only thing better is I'm guessing a tick item case that you potentially could get from another quest before you get the RPG. And then of course there is also this thing where killer argument, where he wants you to locate and obtain the package with the ammo for the RPG, and that case is called the Lightkeeper's case. Kind of suggests that Lightkeeper is the one which has the ammo for that RPG. There was also a new quest from Lightkeeper apparently, because some people were already on that line, and that quest is I believe Return the Favor. After that one, it's a 10-hour time gate lock, and then there is a new quest there as well. So maybe it's possible you get it from Lightkeeper, that RPG. That is also a possibility. That's also something that I saw come by that are also in this Lightkeeper questline is a new... So yeah, it's a bit jumping all over the place. If you go over the whole BTR questline, what we have now so far. It started with Mechanic, then Prepper, and then the BTR driver. Then you do a few things for the BTR driver, and then he wants you to jump to Skier for 4 or 5 quests, and at the same time he also give you BTR driver himself will give you a quest. Then you do 1 or 2 quests for the BTR driver, and then you will jump to Prepper for 2 or 3 quests, and to Ragman for 2 or 3 quests, and then you will come back to the BTR driver, and then he will give you 2 or 3 quests, which will then put you in a time gate lock. Not for the last quest of this one, because this one you get after Discombobulate. But there is a time gate after that as well for the Choose Your Friends Wisely for the Skier quest. So it's a bit of jumping and down between traders. The only thing that potentially you could skip, I think, is the Prepper quest line. Let me double check that. Yeah, there is like, he gives you like 1, 2, 3 quests today, and then Stick in the Wheel is the last one, and there is also nothing behind it. Or unless there is also a time gate there, but it seems to be you need to kill 30 things on any location. That's like the final quest. 30 kills is quite a lot, so that's probably the final quest for Prepper. So he gives you 2, 3, some extra XP, I guess, but nothing major. Skier seemed the more important one. He gives you a few quests, gives you the spear, and then it sort of stops there as well. Then you do some stuff for the BTR, and then you come back to Skier to do Choose Your Friends Wisely, which also seems to be time gated after that one. Because we still don't have the RPG. This BTR questline thing will lead to the RPG eventually. You can get your hands on the RPG. So I'm guessing there is a time gate here after Choose Your Friends Wisely, probably tomorrow. 10 hours, 12 hours, 21 hours. which will give us another quest. And going by the text and by the fact that it seems to be that Skier is attacking the BTR or is planning to attack the BTR, you're probably the one that needs to attack the BTR with the RPG in the final quest or something. So I'm guessing that Skier will be the one which eventually will give you the RPG. Because the last one for the BTR driver itself is a pretty long transit stuff that you need to do, and it doesn't give you the RPG. So it seems to be that the Skier is the one to go with. That will be the one who eventually gives you the RPG. So yeah, a bit of a complicated quest line, but this is all the info we have now. Some people are somewhere in the middle, some people are stuck on a time gate, other people are sort of waiting till all the info comes out before they even start this whole BTR thing. There is a lot of waiting involved on the BTR because I think it's 80% spawn rate on woods, and they lowered it on streets to 70%, I think. I think it was yesterday they said streets is 100%, but apparently it's only 70. So that brings in a few complications. Especially if you are on the one where you need to hand over a tank battery to the BTR driver. You go into the raid and the BTR is not in that raid. There you are with your BTR in your backpack, waiting on him, and you have a big tank battery, 70 kilograms in your back. Good luck going in and out with that if the BTR is not in your raid, because otherwise you're going to lose that thing. So yeah, not ideal, let's put it that way. Of course, this made the tank battery go crazy on the flea market, so don't be surprised that that thing is 2-3 million tomorrow, because that will keep going up. I don't know what it's going at the moment, but it already went up very quickly in price on the flea, and it only will, once more and more people figure this thing out, yeah, the price on the flea will only go higher and higher. That is what I got for you today. I will post a link, obviously, to the wiki, so you can follow up in case there is another quest or more quests tomorrow, more than likely. We seem to be on a time gate with Skier one especially. BTR, maybe we are done with him, because we had some decent rewards here, and seen Skier's going by the quest text, quest info. If you read that all, he seems to be the one who is planning all kind of attacks with his BTR thing, so he probably wants you to blow up the BTR with the RPG eventually. That would be probably something like that. And then of course you also have your hands on the RPG. I will also post a link to the document that I created here. Other than that, it also seems to be up to date. I think spent a few hours the other day on figuring out what new quests we had this wipe so far, and put it all in here. So we have some hideout overview in here. We have all the items that you need found in raid. You can sort of scroll through that and see like, oh, we need 111 ES lamps or something like that. And it will tell you where do you need them for which stations or for which quests. It's all in here. Then we have some keys. A couple of new keys came in this wipe. Company directors room key, which is a quest key on customs, and then with this BTR thing, we have the depot key. If you went to reserve yesterday to mark the wheels, and if you did not do the failure quest on customs, because then I don't think you can get your hands on the key. You had to do it the proper way yesterday, because that is the reward for the depot for swift retribution. But if you did the failure quest, then you didn't get swift retribution today, then you get inevitable response. I haven't checked to be exact, let me check it while I'm here. Inevitable response. No, inevitable response does not give you that key. So you had to go to reserve yesterday to mark it, and not to customs, because if you customs, then you will get this quest, which will not give you the Hot Wheels thing. And if you did it properly, you went to reserve yesterday, then you will get swift retribution today, and then you do get the key. The old house room key, but on the thing itself it says depot. So it's the depot in the train depot. One of those doors is locked, and that is what that key will get you. And that's the way to get it, because if you went the wrong way yesterday and you have to do the failure quest, then you will not get that thing as a reward. So yeah, it's a bit paying attention to what you're doing and when you're doing it and in what order you're doing it. But I think the short way is, yeah, with the Hot Wheels, make sure you go to reserve and not to customs, otherwise you have to go through these two failure quests. From Hot Wheels you want to go to Swift Retribution and then immediately to Building Foundations. Make sure you do that properly, and then over here, after Natural Exchange, you have to go Prepper and Ragman. You can go to Prepper, doesn't seem to be involved that much, so that's probably something you potentially could skip or do later. The Ragman one you do have to do, because you have to get through those 2-3 Ragman quests before you can get to Battery Change. Because you come back from Ragman to the BTR driver to get the rest of the quests. And then you do another 3, and then the Discombobulate will unlock the final one, which seems to be the final one for the BTR driver. And then after time gate, you will go back to Skier. And that seems to be the one which has eventually the RPG where everybody's after. But it seems to be time gated. Although it also involves, but yeah, it also involves like 2 or 3 transits, but nothing else has to be done. While the one on the BTR driver, you have to go to 4 transitions, you have to shoot some yellow flares, you have to kill some things, you have to plant some things, which you have to pick up on another map, so it's like, yeah. So there's probably something coming tomorrow, a pretty long one, probably also involve transits. And then we will result into getting your RPG eventually. So I put it all in a document. Well, this document is going already for 2-3 wipes, I think, but I'm always updating it with all the new information we have and the new quests and so on. In this case, a completely new tab for the BTR driver, because that's a new trader in a way. Works sort of similar as Lightkeeper. You do some quests for them, but you always have to go back to them to complete your quest. It's the same with Lightkeeper as with the BTR driver. As for Lightkeeper, yeah, except for the speedrunners, I don't think there are many people on that quest, but after Return the Favor, there is apparently also a new quest, which popped up after about 10 hours, I think, which is not payback, which normally it's a 24-hour wait, I think, and but there is apparently a new quest. Let me see what it was called again. I can probably find it on the wiki. Swift Retribution, I think it was called. Yeah, Swift Retribution is the new quest. No, cannot be. That's what we did today. Somebody posted it here earlier. Forge a friendship. Simple side job. That's the light user. Simple side job. Simple side jobs apparently shows up after Return the Favor. If you're on the Lightkeeper questline, that mostly will be for PvE people, I'm guessing. There are not many PvP people who are already on the Lightkeeper quest. Because the PvP people who were speedrunning, they pretty much prestige and reset their account and started again. So they are back up working on there. From level 1, pick up the pocket watch and all that stuff. The highest one that I've seen so far, I think, is Chief. He prestiged and he's now level 35 or 36, I think. And he plays like, I think he did a few 24-hour streams and then a couple of other 12 to 13-hour streams. So yeah, there is also somewhere in there, but let me see what it is. He wants you to obtain Lightkeeper's cargo crate on the military hospital on reserve and stash the cargo at the Scav house on Woods. So Lightkeeper comes in and that's he gives you this this weapon crate and he wants him to put it on the Scav house on Woods, and then we have who was it? The BTR driver himself, I think, or Skier, who wants you to go to the Scav house and pick up that weapon crate. So that's how that weapon crate gets there. Lightkeeper asks you to put it there. So it's I don't know. Seems to be some conflict between the traders going on, as it always was pretty clear. And I think this is sort of a little bit of a test for the 1.0 when we actually have the storyline where we're gonna have to make some choices. Like in this case, it's the same. You either decide to go for the Lightkeeper side and plant that weapon crate there. And then you have Skier who wants to get involved and he will steal that weapon crate. But he also doesn't get along with the BTR driver because he's planning to attack that BTR driver and blow up the BTR. So yeah, there is some stuff going between all these traders. And then we also have like, what is it, Prepper and Jaeger, which are actually brothers or half-brothers. But they also do not get along. Prepper gets along with Therapist. But Therapist and Skier do not get along either if you follow the quest line. So I think when we finally get to 1.0, we're going to have to make some serious decisions. Which might result in some of the traders not being available for you. For a time or forever during that playthrough. I don't know. We will see. So I guess if you wonder how the weapon crate gets into Scav House, well, now we know. There's a new quest for Lightkeeper who wants you to place that weapon crate there. And then I think it was Kier, wasn't it? With this new quest line here. Yeah, it's Killer Argument. It's Kier who wants you to locate and obtain the package with the RPG ammo on woods. Or maybe they're working together if RPG ammo is put there by Lightkeeper and then Skier goes up there to pick it up. So it might also be that they're actually that he's not stealing it, that they're just working together, and that Lightkeeper delivered him the ammo. That's also a possibility. So yeah, Skier has the ammo, which kinda suggests we're gonna get the RPG from him as well. Seeing he's the one who has the ammo at this moment, if we follow the quest line sorta. So I think this will be the last one for the BTR driver then, and the rest of the story will go with Skier. How long it will be, I don't know. Might be only one quest tomorrow and we get it, or there might be a few more quests. We will see. Seems to be another time gate, that's for sure. Anyway, that will be it. BTR driver questline, January 17th meanwhile, or at least over here. That is all we get so far from the update. Started yesterday with only a few quests, mainly on woods and so, but today we were jumping from one trader to another. 4 traders, yeah, Prepper, Skier, Ragman and BTR driver himself. So there were 4 traders involved so far. And apparently also Lightkeeper, because he's the one who planted the ammo crate, although it's a weapon crate, but apparently there's RPG ammo in there. He's the one who planted that weapon case in the Scav House. So he's also involved somehow. And there are people wanting you to sell, both the BTR driver and Skier want to sell 50 things to Peacekeeper. So Peacekeeper is also involved, because both the BTR driver and Skier want to become friends with Peacekeeper by the looks of it. But they do not get along, Skier and the BTR driver, because Skier is planning an attack on the BTR. So yeah, figure it out. The lore behind it all. That's all we got for you folks. The BTR questline explained as far as we know it at this moment. The rest is for tomorrow probably. As for this one, that will be it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.